Hey guys, welcome to Digit.in, and what we have for you today is the review of the Sony A8H OLED TV. Now this TV is available in 55 and 65 inch screen sizes, but it's only the 65 inch which is currently available in India as of the time of recording this, priced at 2,79,990 rupees. So this is Sony's flagship OLED TV. Now Sony got into OLED all the way back in 2017 where they launched the A1. I'm not sure how many of you remember. You guys should go definitely check it out. It had a picture frame like design and it looked really cool, and it was also the first time that Sony talked about its acoustic surface technology where the display itself actually vibrates to give you the sound output. So today we have with us Sony's 2020 flagship OLED TV. This is the A8H as the title mentions, and we're going to talk to you about this TV. Now Sony has come a long way with its OLED TVs in terms of design. We've seen the picture frame design, which I spoke about on the A1. We've seen a bunch of different designs over the years where we had a central base holding the entire TV in place. We had two separate feet. We've seen Sony experiment with their OLED TV design. Now what we have with the A8H is two traditional feet which hold the TV well in place. It has a very slot-in kind of a design. There aren't any screws holding the feet in place, which might make you wonder about how secure it is, but it is actually quite secure. The feet can be positioned in two different ways. So what we have right now, what we've done is put it absolutely flush with the tabletop or the floor in this case. But if you want, you can actually mount it slightly higher, a couple of inches higher, so you can place a sound bar or a set-top box under your TV if you plan to put this on a tabletop. This option of two separate positioning is actually really good based on how your entertainment setup is, and we think it's great. If you're going to wall mount the TV, then this is something you really don't need to care about. Now coming to the picture quality, Sony has thrown every piece of technology it has at this TV. It has Sony's tri-luminous display, it has Sony's picture contrast boosting technology, it has 4K X Reality Pro, it is powered by Sony's X1 Ultimate chipset, it has Sony's motion flow technology. It's got literally every piece of television technology that Sony has under its umbrella thrown on this TV, and that actually kind of shows in its performance. So rather than talking about a multitude of things, we're going to talk to you about very specific things to judge the performance of this TV. Take a look at Wonder Woman, for example. The fight sequence at the end of the movie is great to show you the kind of contrast that this TV has, alright? We have Wonder Woman fighting against the antagonist in the film, and there's a lot of lightning and fire there. Now there's this one point where lightning strikes the ground and you have this dark environment. It's still nighttime everywhere and you can just see the silhouette of the trees. You can make out certain details in the places where the lightning is kind of reflecting and showing its light, which is something that you would probably only be able to experience this like this on an OLED panel. Remember, this movie is one that's mastered in Dolby Vision, has some really good peak brightnesses, and is in 4K where we're consuming it right now. So this is a great example to show you that content which is actually really bright does look really good on this TV. Then of course we have shows like Our Planet on Netflix, which has this day-night cycle which comes up. It's a really beautiful cycle which transitions from a starry sky where you can see the absolute details of the dark night sky without it just looking pale black or grey with the stars in it, and when it transitions to day, you do get this nice bright vibrant feel to it. So that's also a great way to show you the range of this TV. When it comes to colors, you could watch a movie like Ready Player One, for example, which has like this really different color palette to it, and that also looks great. We've used Ready Player One for our audio test as well, so that's something to keep an eye on. So when it comes to either full HD content, 4K content, HDR and SDR content, this is an OLED panel, so it is going to give you the deepest blacks, the most vibrant colors that we've seen on a TV, but it won't hit the peak brightness what we've seen on, let's say, the Sony Z8H, because a traditional LED TV still has the advantage of being able to produce brighter images, and if you're going to watch a TV in a well-lit environment most of the time, then your better option is to go for an LED TV rather than an OLED TV, because if you want that absolute cinematic dark screen experience where you're going to draw the curtains, put the lights off, have pitch darkness when you're going to enjoy a movie, then the OLED has an advantage over the LEDs, because then where the LEDs would show you kind of blooming because of its dimming zones in a pitch dark environment, you'll see the deepest blacks on an OLED. Similarly, in a brightly lit room where you will see more reflections on the OLED panel, that is compensated for on a VA panel on an LED TV, where you'll get to see bright highlighted images, and blacks will look black because there's enough ambient light so that it doesn't look kind of grey. So if you are on the fence about an OLED versus an LED TV, this should actually help you. Now coming to the sound output from this TV, it has Sony's acoustic surface, it's got 2 actuators and 2 subwoofers, and the TV has a decent amount of bass. Like we said, Ready Player One is a great example where you have that amazing race sequence at the 13-minute mark in the movie. You have all the cars whizzing around the display, and you can actually hear the sound move from left to right or right to left depending on when it's happening. You can also hear a bit of the thuds that you would expect with bass when, let's say, King Kong jumps into the picture and starts banging the cars on the road, you know, things like that. So it won't have the bass you would get from, let's say, a dedicated subwoofer on a soundbar, but for everyday TV viewing and for a really long time, if you're someone that wants to get a TV first and then think about building a home theater, you can definitely enjoy the sound from this TV. It is one of the better sounding TVs that we have tested. Of course, it costs almost 3 lakh rupees, so it does have really good sound. Now, when it comes to gaming, this is where if gaming is a priority for you, you're going to be sitting on the fence. As of this review, because it is being published so close to the launch of the Xbox Series X and S in India, we don't have the new consoles to test on this TV. So we use the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, which can do at best 60 FPS in some games. It has a dynamic 4K resolution, and games that we played on it, be it Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Gears 5, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Dirt 5. Okay, some of these games are cross-gen, so we try to stick to them. Miles Morales, for example, is in this beautiful snow-covered city of New York, where the gameplay looks absolutely rich, the characters look vibrant, especially in some of the night sequences where you have some of the bad guys have this neon-colored outfits, which kind of really pops on the OLED panel on this TV. Similarly for Dirt 5, which has a performance mode and a visual quality mode, we played the visual quality mode, which locked the FPS to 30, and the cars look detailed, they look rich. Gears 5 is another game at 60 FPS, which was a lot of fun, and it visually looks stunning. Assassin's Creed, just look at the day-night cycle and traversing the environment, and of course going to one of those viewpoints and synchronizing the details in the environment look absolutely rich on this TV. So if you don't care about HDMI 2.1 coming to the next generation consoles, you shouldn't have a problem with this TV, simply because there are only a handful of games that will be able to hit 120 FPS in terms of performance, and that too when they go all the way to 120 FPS, they are going to limit the resolution, which means you may end up getting a more blurry image on such a high resolution display. So that just brings to question which features of HDMI 2.1 will be truly exploited. We don't know, we can't say, we haven't had the new consoles, and we really don't know the list of games that are going to go up to 120 FPS. On the Xbox side, we have games like the Falconeer, Gears 5 in its online multiplayer mode only. You also have Dirt 5, which is a cross-platform game, but it is going to be offering a 120 Hz mode. On the PlayStation side of things, all the exclusives, be it Spider-Man Miles Morales, Demon's Souls, even Ghost of Tsushima, Days Gone, which are being patched to play at 60 FPS on the PS5. So that's the thing, we really don't have a clear look at what games are going to cross the 60 FPS threshold yet, what kind of unlocked frame rates we're going to see. So your decision to jump onto the HDMI 2.1 bandwagon really needs to be thought out, because yes, Sony has the X90H, which has 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, that's an LED TV, but you also have TVs from LG, which is their entire 2020 OLED lineup, and some of their nanocell TVs which come with HDMI 2.1 in all the 4 ports. So this is for the few of you which are gamers and really want to probably connect your RTX 3080 to get those kind of frame rates, then yes, HDMI 2.1 is important for you. For the rest of you who are going to be console gamers who want that more cinematic, visually rich experience, I think you can do with a 60 Hz panel on something like this, especially since the reproduction of colors on this TV is so good when it comes to these games. So to sum up, of course, the UI and the remote control, they're exactly the same as the X90H and the Z8H that we reviewed some time ago, so you may want to go and check it out over there. It's a traditional remote, it's got a good grip, it's got playback controls, it's got the number controls, it's literally the same what we saw. The UI is also exactly the same. You have access to all the apps, which include the likes of Netflix, Prime Videos, Hotstar, whatever you want from the Play Store. You have the hotkeys for only Netflix on the remote control, and you can AirPlay content from your iPhone or iPad or Mac to this TV if you are going to consume content of Apple TV. So when you talk about the panel, I mean, in a room like this, which has so much natural light coming in, yes, the panel will get reflective, especially when you're consuming dark scene content on it. But if I draw all the curtains in this living room, get it relatively low lit, yes, the content consumption experience is great. It gets even better in the night where, you're going to turn down the lights and, watch a great movie or play some games on this TV. The experience is going to be good. So even though the TV is not going to have the brightest highlights like we've seen on some LED TVs, it does give a very rich content consumption experience. And for those of you getting onto the OLED bandwagon to either watch movies, play games, or simply looking for a high-end TV to invest in, you can definitely consider the A8H. It is a complete package. Of course, it is quite premium priced at about 2,80,000 rupees, almost a little under 3 lakhs for the 65-inch variant. So if you want the 55-inch variant, you want a smaller size, you're going to have to hold on for a bit until Sony announces that one or the price for that as well. So there you have it, guys. That was our review of the Sony A8H OLED TV. Don't go anywhere, or rather should I say subscribe to our channel and stay tuned, because coming up, the next TV review that we are going to do is LG's flagship OLED as well. So you might want to stay tuned for that. And if you are in the market to buy one, that would probably help you make a better buying decision. So there you have it, guys. That was our review of this TV. Let us know what you thought of it in the comment section below. If you have any queries, let us know. We will do our best to answer it. We will catch you in another video. It's goodbye for now.